When a woman truly starts to fall for you, she won't always say it. She'll show it in ways so subtle you might miss them if you're busy trying too hard to impress her. Here's the truth most men never realize. When she begins doing this one thing, you already have her. You've already crossed the line from just another guy to someone she sees differently. But the problem is most dudes sabotage it right there. They talk too much. They chase validation. They break the silence because they can't handle not knowing. And that's when she pulls away. Not because she stopped liking you, but because she felt your energy shift from grounded confidence to anxious pursuit. You see, attraction isn't logic. It's emotion. It's energy. And in her mind, the man who makes her feel safe yet challenged. That's the man who lingers in her thoughts. Before we go deeper, here's why you need to watch this till the end. By the time we're done, you'll know exactly what a woman does when she's quietly falling for you. Music and how to stop chasing the ones who never will. Every second of this video connects a dot most men never see. If you understand this, dating stops feeling like a guessing game. We drop daily videos on red flags, female psychology, and real dating advice. No fluff, just truth for men who want clarity. So, hit subscribe, tap that like button, and when we're done, drop a comment sharing which part woke you up because your story might save another guy from repeating the same mistake. Now, let's dive in. Why this happens. Psychology in simple words. Women don't fall for words. They fall for the emotions behind them. Think about it. A woman can get compliments all day from random men and feel nothing. But one calm, confident moment from a guy who isn't digging for approval. She'll replay that scene in her head for hours. Why? Because her brain connects emotional safety with respect. When you stay collected, when you're not rushing, not begging, not proving, she senses something rare. Most men feed off a woman's attention. It's like oxygen to them. But the man who doesn't need her attention, he becomes magnetic. It's psychology in motion, a simple push-pull dynamic based on confidence. Her subconscious says, why isn't he chasing me like everyone else? What does he know that I don't? That little spark of curiosity is how desire truly begins. In other words, attraction flips the moment realizes you're not playing her game. You're playing your own. Before we break down the signs, the small, powerful things women do when they've emotionally opened up to you, you need to understand something crucial. You're not crazy for feeling confused by mixed signals. Modern dating is noisy. Everyone's masking fear with games. She posts a story to get attention. You respond late to protect your pride. And both sides end up wondering who actually cares. But underneath all of that, something very human is still happening. She's wired to test for strength, not muscles, but emotional strength. She wants to know, if I trust him, will he handle my heart carefully, or will he crumble under pressure? That's what her behavior is really asking. So when she starts showing signs of softness, the small unspoken actions, the average man overlooks it because he's expecting movie-style romance, music. He's looking for a grand confession. But women speak through behavior, not declarations. Now next I'll break down those hidden shifts, the exact moments that reveal she's already yours emotionally. And I want you to catch them, not to manipulate them, but to finally see clearly. Because once you understand the emotional rhythm of attraction, you won't have to chase again. You'll move differently, speak less, mean more. And in that silence, she'll feel something she can't explain. Respect, curiosity, pull. That's the beginning of real attraction. Not fireworks, but gravity. Let's pull back the curtain. When a woman starts catching real feelings, she shifts not in what she says, but in what she shows. Here are the core emotional shifts that tell you she's already opening the door to you, even if she's still pretending she's hard to get. Shift 1. Her guard drops without her noticing. In the start, women test you without meaning to. They laugh a little louder, pretend to be busy, analyze your every reply, but once she starts feeling safe around you, her mask cracks. She'll reveal tiny insecurities, the kind she hides from most guys. Maybe she'll mention an old fear, or admit she overthinks sometimes. If you notice that softness coming through, the real her peeking out, understand this. That's emotional trust forming. She doesn't open that door to men she doesn't respect. Shift 2, she mirrors you. Watch her body language and rhythm. Does she start using your phrases? Does she text a little like you do? Same emojis, same tone. That's not accident. It's her subconscious linking your identity with safety. Humans mirror what we like or want to connect with. And for a woman, this mirroring is her quiet way of saying, I'm synced with you. It's one of the deepest signs of emotional attraction. And most men miss it because they're too busy chasing the words. Shift 3. She protects your image. Here's a major one. When she starts defending you even lightly, when someone teases you, that means emotional loyalty has begun. She might say, "He's actually a good guy," or correct a friend who jokes about you. She's doing it without realizing it's affection. It's instinct. In her mind, she's already investing emotionally, so your image reflects back on her. That's how she shows care. Not with flowers, but with quiet defense. Shift 4. She seeks your presence, not just your attention. When she's truly drawn to you, she doesn't just want text, she wants your energy. She'll find reasons to be around, even small ones. Suddenly, the random coffee shop you like becomes her new favorite spot. Her messages shift from fast and flirty to slower, more personal. She starts valuing your silence as much as your words. It's a subtle but powerful difference. Random attention feeds the ego. Presence feeds the soul. And when she wants your presence, you've already made impact deeper than looks. Shift 5. Her emotional temperature matches yours. If you pull back slightly and she adjusts, not with anger but curiosity, that's a sign of balance. She's not panicking because she trusts your steadiness. She might test, sure, but she isn't walking away. This is where attraction matures. You're no longer a fun distraction. You've become an emotional reference point. Music shift 6. She shows you small nurturing behavior. Pay attention to the details. How she straightens your hoodie string, reminds you to eat, or sends a random drive-safe message. That care isn't fake. It's her natural instinct. Once her emotions lock in, she's already imagining herself in your world, not as a visitor, but as someone who belongs there. That's the heart talking, not strategy. Shift 7. She respects your silence. Here's the final indicator, the rarest one. When you go quiet for a bit, and she doesn't panic or blow up your phone, but stays calm and collected, that's emotional alignment. She's comfortable in the space between words. That silence quietly tells her she is with a man who doesn't need chaos to feel important. And deep down, music that's incredibly attractive. In these subtle behaviors, mirrored language, gentle care, calm silence lies the truth most men overlook. You don't get a woman by chasing. You earn her trust by standing still with confidence. That's the moment her psychology shifts from curiosity to emotional attachment. Let's be real for a second. You've probably been there, giving your best to someone who didn't seem to notice, answering fast, waiting long, trying to be patient, but quietly losing yourself in the process. That feeling, the doubt, the maybe I'm not enough whisper, it's heavy. And for a lot of men, it becomes a pattern. They confuse effort with worth. They think if they just prove how caring they are, she'll finally see it. But here's the raw truth. You can't make someone see your value if you're acting like it's up for debate. Empathy and validation. You're not crazy. You're not crazy for wanting to be understood. You're not weak for caring deeply. Society tells men to stay cold, to act unbothered. But real strength isn't numbness. Real strength is control. You can have emotion without losing power. And every man who's felt invisible after giving genuine effort, listen closely. You didn't lose because you cared too much. You lost because you forgot your own gravity. Why she pulled away. The hidden dynamic. When a woman senses that your emotions depend on her response, something flips in her brain. She doesn't think he's too nice. She thinks he's insecure. And insecurity makes her feel unsafe. Not because she wants to hurt you, but because her instincts push her towards steadiness. She's wired to test your foundation, not to play games, but to feel out your boundaries. That's why silence, patience, and composure are so powerful. They translate to emotional safety in her mind. The man who doesn't chase after rejection, who stays calm, stays focused on his lane, sends a quiet message. I'm not here to be chosen. I'm already valuable. Here's where everything changes. You stop reacting. You stop begging for answers she's not ready to give. You let space do the talking. At first, she might not understand it. She'll notice your quiet focus, your lack of neediness. That's when curiosity hits her harder than any text ever could. Music. She starts wondering, did I misjudge him? Has he moved on? Why am I thinking about him now? See, human ego gets addicted to attention, but it's also drawn to mystery. And when you shift from chasing her validation to protecting your peace, her mind can't help but revisit your energy. It's the silence that echoes the loudest. Imagine this. She stopped responding for a few days. You didn't double text. You didn't post something dramatic. Music. You went to the gym, worked on your goals, hung out with people who feed your spirit. 2 days later, she views your story and suddenly texts, "Hey, you've been quiet." That's not random. That's her realizing she doesn't have as much emotional control as she thought because your calmness reminded her you're not waiting. And deep down, that's what commands respect. Not ego, but quiet power. Men often think withdrawal equals game playing. But real masculine control is not about games. It's about awareness. It's about knowing that no healthy connection can come from fear or desperation. When you master stillness, when you can care deeply without clinging, you become the rare man who makes her feel both safe and challenged at the same time. That's where attraction rebuilds itself. That's how regret starts to grow in her heart. Not through your words, but through your growth. Now that you understand how the power shifts, it's time to anchor it deep inside you. Because your worth never came from her reaction. It was there before she showed interest. It was there before she pulled away. And it's still there now. Let's strip it down to something simple. You don't need to chase love. When you're grounded in purpose, love starts chasing you. Look back for a moment at the times you overgave, over-explained, overextended. You weren't weak. You were just hoping someone would finally see the effort you keep hidden under that calm exterior music. But here's the twist no one tells you. When you start paying that same level of attention to yourself, you become unstoppable. Every gym session, every moment improving your craft, every hour spent learning something new is you saying, I'm not waiting to be chosen. I'm already complete. That silent confidence doesn't just draw women in. It reshapes your entire life. Why? Growth pulls her and others back. See, when you elevate yourself, something strange happens. The same people who once overlooked you start paying attention again because you're no longer trying to be noticed. You're too busy building. That's when she feels it. That quiet discomfort called, what if I lost him for good? It's not revenge. You're not putting on a show. You're just existing in your power. And that's the paradox of attraction. You get noticed the moment you stop begging to be noticed. Your silence becomes presence. Your focus becomes magnetism. Your self-respect becomes desire. The balanced mindset. You're not turning cold. You're turning calm. You're not shutting people out. You're learning who deserves access. Healthy masculinity isn't about domination or indifference. It's about control of yourself, your emotions, your direction. When you walk into a room now, you'll do it differently. No rushing to impress, no eagerness to fill the silence. Just presence, relaxed, unshakable. That's what makes people look twice. That's what makes her remember you long after the messages stop. Final truth. Your worth is non-negotiable. There's something powerful about a man who can say, if she wants to stay, fine. If she walks, that's fine too. Not because he's numb, but because he trusts that what's meant for him won't need convincing. You become selective, not bitter, but wise. You learn to give attention, not your peace. You listen more, chase less, and live fully. That's the real game changer. So here's a question only you can answer. Are you still trying to win her? Or are you finally ready to win yourself back? Think about that before you send that next message. Think about what version of you deserves your focus. The one chasing or the one becoming. All are right. We've covered everything. You now understand the signs, the mindset, and the power shift. Now it's your turn. Don't chase. Don't beg. Just pay attention. The truth's been there the whole time. If any part of this felt confusing, watch it again. Let it sink in. Real confidence isn't learned in one watch. It's built through awareness. And before you go, hit subscribe and like. We drop videos every day to keep you sharp, focused, and ahead in the dating game. Then drop a comment sharing what hit you hardest because your insight might be the one that helps another guy level up. Now go watch the next video on the screen. Keep growing. Stay grounded. You've got this.